Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dudes of all teenagers, hi. We're back. We're streaming again. Apologies for having been gone for an entire week, but I have been rather sick, and most of the symptoms are gone now, thankfully. But the cough still lingers, and so does a little bit of the mucus. So I'm going to be dealing with that. I've got some throat lozenges so that I can actually speak still, but it's been a rough week, guys. All right, we're going to jump on over to the game here. There we go. Look at that. Yeah, it's good to be better, Al. It's good to be better. Let's go ahead and jump into the game. I have been essentially off of my computer for the last week at this point. I've been on just a little bit, you know, when I've been able to have a clear head. But I just haven't been streaming for almost 7 days. Something like that. Yeah, it's been tough. I'm gonna do my best to catch it every time I cough. Gonna do my best to catch it on the cough button. But here we are. Okay, so last we left off, we had built out the armory and the mess hall here for the Brotherhood at the Boston airport. To remind those of you who might be new or weren't here for the explanation of this, the Boston airport, one of the mods I have, goes ahead and rebuilds the actual structure of the airport. There were objects inside of here. I went ahead and scrapped all those objects before we started the build here. My goal is to build this into the Capital Wasteland Embassy. So the Brotherhood home base of the Capital Wasteland, where they have the Citadel and where they have Project Purity and everything that's gone ahead and actually improved the Wasteland over there. They've gone ahead and set up an embassy here that is a combination of an embassy, a military base, and a travel agency to go ahead and travel from to and from the Capital Wasteland and the Commonwealth here. That's the goal anyway. And so what we've been building so far has been the ground, any of the Brotherhood that are placed here on the ground. They're going to need places to stay. They're going to need an armory to go ahead and keep all their weapons and armor in, and they're going to need a mess hall to go ahead and, you know, actually eat food at. So I've been playing around with new build styles. I do enjoy this. It's certainly grown on me in the week since I've been able to work on it. But one of the first things we built, in fact, I believe it was the second or third of our Boston Airport streams, was the officers' quarters, which were on the other side of the armory. However, my save file didn't save properly, so it's been very annoying. It's been very, very annoying, but we're back. I'm gonna figure out something to do with that. I think that maybe instead of an officer's quarters, I'm gonna use this for something else. I don't know if we need an officer's quarters. I don't really know if that's necessary or if I can justify, because, you know, the Prydwen is also right here. So anyone not stationed on the ground is gonna be just gonna be living on the Prydwen or traveling in the Vertibirds. I wonder if I can justify having the officers just go back up to the Prydwen for their quarters instead of staying on the ground all the time. I don't know. It's more I have to think about, but we'll get to that later. I've also gone ahead and built out. This is a reminder for myself and for our viewers here. I also went ahead and, where was it? It was right over on the other side of this. There we go. I built out our little water purification setup here. our water purification setup. So we've got all kinds of machinery to go ahead and actually test the local waters to make sure that it's drinkable and that there's nothing blocking the filters or anything of the sort. And then we've got a chemistry station to go ahead and test the water samples to make sure that, you know, again, it's all good. And if they add certain chemicals to clean it, what would happen? All kinds of stuff, you know. But this sets up the water for the settlement. And then we will need to set up the food supply for the settlement, which I think is what I'm going to use that section opposite the armory for now. I was already going to use the section in between the two buildings as the farming plot, but I think this will actually now be a granary or some kind of food storage instead of the officers' quarters. I'd say summer station on the ground, just the necessary man, a couple of guys, you know. Yeah, absolutely, I get that. Over here, we've got the actual bunks, Alpha and Beta, for the Brotherhood soldiers that are in the Knights and in the Scribes departments, because those are two different departments. When I was reading up on all of the Brotherhood hierarchy stuff, it got really confusing, because Bethesda doesn't know how to keep their own story straight. Every time that they say that the Brotherhood is one thing, they'll change it in the next game. So the hierarchy, outside of, you know, rank is higher than other rank, the hierarchy of how the Brotherhood organizes itself is really difficult to go ahead and cover. But generally, what I've decided is, you know, one of the bunkers, either Alpha or Beta, is for those a part of the Knights, and the other one would be for those a part of the Scribes that are stationed here on the ground. Basically, at least. And I like what we've gone with here. Going with the more stripped down metal because of all of the broken planes that I can't destroy here. A very kind viewer suggested maybe use, you know, place everything or place everywhere to go ahead and fix some of the issues I'm having with object clipping, like over in that corner with that destroyed bus that I can't remove. It's a very good suggestion, but if I remember correctly, my explanation at the time, which still holds true, is that if I were to go ahead and try that, it would mess with the load order for a bunch of the other mods I have, and I've already got too many mods to be concerned about solving that problem. See, that's what I mean. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, that's where we left off. I do like the rounded look we have as well. And that's a much faster door than the wooden doors. I gotta remind myself of that every time I use it. But they're simple. They're very simple interiors. They've got bunks lining up, or not bunks. They've got cots lining the walls. And then they both also have the little foot lockers underneath. It's a very simple setup. I didn't want the rounded walls to stay exposed, and I wanted the metal to the best of my ability to only be the exterior of the building, not the interior. That's why we've got two different. So we've got two different ceilings. But it helps. It justifies why they haven't gone and totally gotten rid of all of the plane debris around. It is helpful to justify something that I have to explain whenever I go through the settlement tour eventually, and they're like, "Wait, why is all the plane debris still here? What's up with that?" Oh, it's simple. Here's totally how it works 100% of the time. Absolutely. So this is the armory. We got lots of room for guns on this side, and then all of the armor actually in the lockers. Got some munitions. We've also got more munitions stored in the back space over here. And down here on the first floor, we've just got the entrance into the main armory, and then back here with the power armor workstation. But other than the mess hall, I don't think I'm missing anything in terms of what we've actually done here, right? Just to remind myself of what we've been up to. Yeah, so here's the mess hall. I used the high-tech build kit in Snappy Builds instead of our standard shell kit work. As much as I like shell kit, the more I looked at it, the less I thought that it really works well with the Brotherhood aesthetic, and with all of the sheet metal that's lying around, it just makes sense that they would build, you know, out of metal instead of out of brick or anything, because they have the technology to manipulate it, and they've got plenty of the raw resources just lying around. We got bathrooms here, color-coded bathrooms. We got the kitchen in the back. Oh, that's a gun. We got the kitchen in the back, and then we've got the little cafeteria set up here. Yeah, that is everything. Today, we are definitely going to be working on the farm and the granary or storage unit for the farm itself. That's the goal. So now we're just gonna wait like a minute or two until we actually load into the build site in the build menu. There we go. Not even a minute. Look at that. I always forget. It's not going to be as terrible as Jamaica Plain because this is not the size of Jamaica Plain. There's not as much room for me to really ruin things over here. So, while I was testing more of the, this was, you know, before I got held back by sickness. While I was testing more of the boundaries of everything, the entire parking structure is off limits, which sucks, because the parking structure is a great, very defensible location that I would love to turn into something, but we can't. So I'm gonna probably try to block off any exterior entries somehow. I'll figure it out. But other than that, there's not much we can do. So for the granary and or stable food goods storage building, what do we want that to look like? I'm thinking this, like, if we were to do a shell kit building, this is the one that makes the most sense, is to have this be the shell kit building. Just so that, you know, it actually seems like a, you know, an insulated, dry space to keep food goods and any, you know, any perishables, anything like that. But I don't know if we need to. I mean, I don't ever use it because I'm not generally a fan of the default and DLC build kits, but there is literally a barn build kit if we wanted to use it. I just look at it and I think, oh, that's not insulated at all. How am I supposed to do anything with this? How is this supposed to be a usable building? There's no insulation, there's no waterproofing, nothing. Just open to the elements that but the fact that it has like 90% of a roof and approximately 4 walls, it counts as a barn, you know? I don't know. I was able to get away with it with the metal kit because I would use the rounded sections, and then inside I would go ahead and plaster them up with the shell kit interior walls. Similarly over here, did the same thing on the second floor. Here on the first floor it's not much, but this is a workshop. The workshop doesn't need to be insulated. Second floor is perfectly fine as it is. But you know, for food storage, you need it to be insulated. You need it to be a dry location. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But if there were any location that made the most sense to turn into a shell kit location, it would be the food storage. So I think that's probably what we're going to start with here. Which I think Kit 3 fits the Brotherhood aesthetic the best. For those of you who did watch who did watch either live or the VOD of the of one of the early episodes where we built out the I could build something on stilts, but I don't know if I mean, in terms of keeping it dry, yes, but there is still the concern about the elements when it comes to the stilts. It's a good suggestion, but the elements still come into question. For those of you who did watch the earlier stream or VOD where I built out the... Why am I blanking on the name of it? The officers' quarters. There we go. The bottom floor was a shared location, and then the second and third floors were separated apartments. 2 apartments that were each 2 floors tall. As much as I enjoy that, and I'm proud of the work I did, I'm not going to go back and build that again because that was a lot of work, and I'd rather use the space for food storage. The question of where was food storage going to be was still a question that was on my mind regardless of whether or not that building was there. So I'd rather just go ahead and build the food storage here. Yeah, I'd rather do that. It doesn't have to be too fancy of a building. It's not like the Brotherhood are known for, you know, being great interior decorators or anything. But it should be... It should fit the aesthetics that we're going for. Absolutely. That should be at the core of this. So here's what I want. All right, beautiful. That for the entry, and we could have a garage door on this side. I don't think we need to. I don't think it's too much of a stretch to ask that that anyone bringing in farm goods just brings it in through this door here. What we will do is we'll have a side door back here that is instead one of these. That way anyone working in the farm proper will just be able to walk through here as they need to. We'll have some equipment stored as well for taking care of all of the crops here. Yeah, okay. And then we won't do it on the first floor. On the second floor we will have... I say second floor, I mean I'll try to incorporate some windows into the structure, because windows are fine, they just, you know, can't be too many windows. And we'll also go ahead and use those thin pillars as part of the design, so that the wall doesn't look super flat, but we'll get to those in a bit. I need to think here. How do I want this to look? If this were to be a one-story building, how would I go about that? how might I do that? Let's go slate roofs. I do like our slate roofs. Now, if I were to use you, you would take up the whole length of the... Yeah, you would. Man, as cool as you look, it does cause me problems, doesn't it? Okay, so instead of you, because I do like the low angle roof there, instead of that, though, we'll just go ahead and use a couple of these. Alright, then we'll do the same over here. Look at that. It doesn't cause us any problems that way. Okay, cool. It's a different brick palette, and that's probably going to drive me crazy, won't it? Okay. Okay, we'll go for a different palette. We'll go for theme 1 instead of 3. No use in holding on to the pieces if I'm not going to build with them in this settlement. That's one thing I find interesting. You can have your provisioners for each of your settlements. You can have them transfer the raw. You can have them transfer the raw junk goods from settlement to settlement, or connect them at least so that all of them can be utilized together. But you can't do that with pre-built objects, which is a little annoying. I gotta be honest. Not my favorite. I wish you could do that with pre-built objects. Ah, I might have just come up with a solution to how we're going to build out the farmland here. Okay, let me finish this and then I'll think more about that. Okay, that would be interesting. That would be interesting. I don't want to give it away until I've actually settled on an idea, but I'm interested for sure. And it is something I definitely want to incorporate in the Croup Manor build as one of the buildings. That's something I've reiterated multiple times. When we're building Croup Manor, we're not just building, one building. We're turning it into a proper estate. We'll eventually get to that. Alright, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Alright, we'll do that for this back section. And you know what, with the space we have, I can definitely finish the, yeah, I can finish the building before I have to do all the interior decorations. Lots of buildings, especially residential. You want to finish each layer of the building before you build out the next, if only because trying to place objects gets a little weird with the floors and object heights and everything. You want to try to do that, but with the roof that we're going for with this guy, it's not going to be a big issue. It's a large enough structure. Alright, and then I want to go and put the ledge on. We want the stone trim. And then we'll do the wood trim as well. Oh man, definitely gonna need to blow my nose here soon, and it's gonna be weird. Ugh. All right. Alright, yeah. That looks pretty good. Hello, Ranger Bravo. Nice to have you, and it's nice to be back. Let me go ahead and mute for a second. Just one more second. All right, that's better. It'd be funny if I didn't mute. I thought I did, but then I just started Just started blowing a trumpet out, out of my nose. That would have been funny. Okay. Sorry. It's, as you guys probably know, it's a whole problem getting sick. All right. All right. Yeah. I don't know what's the deal with that. Really? Very strange. The only wall that's happening on. All right then. Very odd. Anyway, for the farmland that we're going to place here, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and, well, first let's see if that's even an option. Oh, I know where it would be an option. Of course. Homemaker's gotta have it. Yeah, I want to build a greenhouse. I want to build a greenhouse for the actual crop, the crop production itself. Greenhouse just works perfectly for what we're looking to do. And that way I can have the crops elevated and tended to, and not have to worry about the surrounding elements for everything. But first, we have to go ahead and figure out how we're going to lay out the floor for that. We'll get to that in a bit. I want to make sure that we've finished with the actual interior design for this before we do that. Similarly to the Jamaica Plains setup, I am going to be utilizing a lot of warehouse crates because they're just the easiest ones to work with, which I believe is in decorations. Warehouse. Okay, not in warehouse. Would that be... Yeah, there we go. Miscellaneous crates and barrels. It's got to be somewhere in here, right? Yeah. Wood. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful. Exactly what I needed. Alright, cool. I'll need those. I'll also, from the warehouse section, I'll need a dolly and a flatbed cart. For sure. And we'll need really just a tool, a tool station, something like that. Now we'll have you placed like that. We'll go with a dolly right up against the wall. Actually, no, I'll have the dolly next to the door. There we go. Then we'll put a step ladder. Just about there, I believe. Yeah, that looks great. All right. And then here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to partition, not fully close off, but partition off this back section. Shell kit. I want interior clean. Just with that. Honestly, I could... No, I'm not going to. Actually, here's what we're going to do. Here's how we're going to do this. Duh. What was I thinking? There we go. I don't want the pillar to be too close to the doorway so that, you know, people can still move things in and out. I think that works pretty well. Yeah, I like that. And then get rid of those. Yeah, I like that a lot better, actually. Okay, good. Good. Now, I'll need a couple things. I will need a... Oh, man, sorry. I will need a workbench. It's gonna be a weapons bench, but it's really just supposed to look like a tool bench, you know? Actually, that's perfect. A utility bench. I don't even know what it's for. From one of the many mods that I have that is not a settlement specific mod that I can't really name. But that's exactly what I need. Yeah, that's great. It looks awesome. Looks wonderful. All right, we'll go ahead and we'll place you here instead. Give us a little bit of room there. Yeah? Maybe... Yeah. All right. Okay, cool. That also allows me to go resources miscellaneous. Put in one of these guys over here. Although, if I were to move you right there, I could probably fit you on the wall. Oh, yeah. That's better. Okay. That's much better. All right. Cool. Cool. Do I put a workstation? Probably not. Probably not. I'll think about it. I'll think about that. All right, now this main section here, I want to go ahead and turn into essentially storage crate location. So here's how I might go about doing that. I'm thinking, if I can get this to work, I might use shelves for this. I don't like using warehouse shelves all that much because they're rather difficult to get to work just right. Vault shelves might work a little bit better, actually. Alright, I can probably replicate that on the other side. Oh man, that one just snuck up on me. Oof. Alright, let me get another one of these lozenges. The difficulty with throat lozenges today is that they basically all taste like candy. So I can never just have one throat lozenge and have it be good. Simultaneously, all the good throat lozenges that actually operate properly taste terrible when you don't get the candy version. It gets really annoying. Okay. All right, nice. Now we need to go into decorations, miscellaneous crates and barrels, wood. Can I? Of course I can't. Oh, joy. This is going to be lots of fun using these guys. Alright, well, let's get this layer taken care of at the very least. It'd be nice to find something that would slot in properly for this bottom section, but I'm guessing that's just not going to happen. But we can use console commands if we really need to. Go ahead and change that. I'd prefer not to, only because it is a massive time killer, specifically for shelf item placement, which we've seen several times in our build series up to this point, but it might be important. Strange that I can place the object inside of itself. But that does help a little bit. All right, that was minus 30. That was minus 32. Okay, the rest of these should be minus 32 then. All right, nice. Now I'm not going to try and double stack these because that sounds horrendous. Not going to try and double stack those guys in the shorter section. But I am happy with how we've done this so far. I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good here. Yeah. Okay, what else do I want to add? I want to add... Oh, well, we're going to need temperature control, of course. One of the few things that I find difficulty remembering for no particular reason. We do need to place an AC control unit here, a thermostat. There we go. All right, that's good. And then in the center here, what do I want to do with that? Oh yeah, that would work. That would work very nicely, actually. Here's what we'll do. In the center section, I'm going to place a bunch of these guys. All right, cool. I'm fine with that. Doesn't need to be, you know, particularly precise, I guess. All right, we're going to place those, and then we're going to go over to OC Decorator. We want Chemistry and Medical. Miscellaneous, I believe. No, it would be Workshop, Components and Parts, I think. Yeah. Bag of fertilizer. Okay, cool. I'm gonna place a bunch of these guys. Alright, so we got that, and then we'll go tools. I want... Yeah. We're gonna need some hose. You heard me. And we need some shovels. Awesome. Then I'll just decrease the height of these momentarily once I get them all lined up. Go for that height change. Alright, and then I want to go ahead and move them into place. We'll do the same with you. Awesome, and then we want to raise you just a little bit. 3 units, it seems. That's not bad. Alright, cool. We got all those tools lined up on that side. We got a bunch of bags of fertilizer over there. In here, we're going to set up a little bit of, well, we're going to set up a few pieces of chemistry equipment so that we can do soil testing and crop testing. Alright, miscellaneous, we want surgical tray. We'll place you here. We'll place other food specimens on this side of you. And then over here we'll place all the actual equipment. Oh, that's cool. Okay. I'm glad I was able to get that one to work. And we'll place a flask that actually fits on top of the thing. Look at that. It stays up there. It actually looks like it should be. Oh, man. Oh, man. Again, apologies about coughing into the mic. I'm trying to catch it every time it comes up, but not having the best luck here. Rachel... Oh, man! Oh, that sucks. That sucks. Rachel Lillis. Man, that does suck. R.I.P. R.I.P. Alright, we need some little bits to be able to... There we go. Some tools to tear apart and test food samples for things. I don't know, I'm just placing objects at this point, trying to make it all kind of make sense to the best of my ability, but I cannot, you know, I cannot ensure that it all actually makes sense to the process that we're going for, because I am not a chemistry man. It was my weakest subject in school, was chem. And the moment I didn't need to know anything about it is the moment that I removed all of it from my mind. Probably not the best, but it was either that or forget something that actually mattered to me. I can't keep all that stuff all at the same time. Okay, what kinds of crops do I think we're going to be growing here at this location? We're definitely growing mute fruit, because that gives us a lot of food per person. So we're going to be growing lots of mute fruit. I'll have some mute fruit samples to test here. I'm going to be growing. Let's see, what else? What food objects give us the most food per person? I'm going to be using planters, of course. Although I will say the mute fruit planter is still a 1-to-1 conversion. You've got 2 plants on there, so you produce 2. This already naturally produces 1. And then 1 melon patch versus a melon planter patch still produces the same amount. I don't know. It's strange. Strange. I would say razor grain, except that I don't think we have the square footage necessary to plant one of these guys. Well, probably not, but we could go with potatoes, that's for sure. Okay, well, mute fruit at the very least is a definite yes. Yeah, mute fruit is a definite yes. And then I'm thinking, we could do corn. Yeah, okay. Okay. Let's see, we'll go mute fruit, corn, and potatoes. Why not? If I remember properly, and I could be misremembering, so this is why I have to go ahead and qualify these statements. If I remember properly, the Fallout lore for potatoes, which are a combination of the most functional but least tasty parts of tomatoes and potatoes, is that they are extremely hardy and easy to grow, but they do not make for a particularly tasty piece of food. They're just very versatile plants. They don't need to be particularly tasty. Put one of you there. Yeah, cool. Okay. Alright, I think that works for us. I think that works. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna need more than that. What we do need is we need light. We need some light in here, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's see, power, lights, ceiling. At least one at each window. And then try and center you here. That's better. All right, cool. Okay, let's go ahead and try to place down some ceiling fans. Hopefully that would work. I don't know. We'll see. Ooh, probably not actually. Yeah, no, that's gonna really just continue to hit that spot there. Okay, so we will do this instead. Oh, that's perfect. Exactly the amount of light that we need. Oh yeah. Works great. Works great. Okay. So, what are we going to do for the interior otherwise? We need to place some doors. We need a double door and a single door, and the double door is not going to snap, so I have to be very careful with how I place that so that when I go and maneuver it into place, it actually works properly, because we're not properly aligned on the XY axis, which becomes an issue. But do I want to do anything with the interior plaster? Do I want to change that up to anything special? Do I want to change the wallpaper around? Probably not. I think we're good with it as it is. It matches the bunkhouses for sure. So that's not a problem. And on top of that, we can't do anything for the roof portions, can we? Okay. Okay, so yeah, that's not my biggest concern then. Yeah, nice. All right, we need a clock on the wall, just so everybody knows what time it is. All right, yeah, that works. Yeah, doors, and I think we should be good with this building. How are we doing? How are we doing here? An hour and 7 minutes in. Okay. It's about on par with what I was expecting, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Are there not any double barn doors, really? That's rather strange. Oh, you know what it probably is? It's probably in the barn section itself, right? Yeah, that's where your big doors come in. mean, that is pretty cool. I would like it. Nah, it's not worth it. It's not gonna really get us anything at this point. Alright. Yeah, that's good. I didn't want to use the regular brown wooden ones that we've been using forever. I felt like switching it up a little bit. Alright, cool. Cool, will those all work? I probably don't need to put steps there. Yeah, I think we're good. Now, now I have the very fun task, and fun is a kind way to place it, of figuring out what the floor is going to be for, or how the floor is going to work, rather, for the greenhouse. How all that's going to go. Okay, so you don't have any built-in floor pieces. Wonderful. I get to do this the old-fashioned way. Ooh, no. No, I probably don't want wood floors, do I? Probably not. But here's what we'll do. All right. And then that leaves open, ooh, a lot of space. A lot of space on that end. Okay. Don't necessarily want all that space to be left open, do I? Is that better? That's certainly better. I think that might be as close to even as we're going to get there. Okay. That is fine. I can almost fit in another one of you, but I don't need to. Yeah, we'll be good. We'll be good there. What I do need first is I need the wood so long as I can use it to build a foundation around, and then I'll replace it with with stone. Why? Because, not that this is a thing we have to deal with in the game, of course, obviously not, but the logic being, I would rather have a material that is more difficult for any kinds of insects or rodents to burrow through as the floor. That way the greenhouse stays as uncompromisable as possible. I don't know if that's a term, but the thought process is clearly there. All right, there we go. Nice. Nice. Okay. So that, yeah, this whole thing in this, there's literally nothing I can do about about that plant there, which is very bothersome. But now we're going to replace these with stone from either the warehouse or the barn sets. Which one? Which one has the stone floors? I guess you both have stone floors, don't you? Okay, which has the cooler stone floors, the ones I want to use? Oh, you don't. You only have the stone foundation pieces. See. Never mind then. We'll use you. Easy enough decision. Alright, no need to hold on to them, because I don't know how many more of those buildings I'm going to be making. But this also helps to set up a nice grid that we can use to build everything off of, making sure everything is kind of lined up properly. Very helpful. Very, very helpful. Okay, yeah, that's better. I like that. Now we're going to go over to Homemaker Structures Greenhouses and figure out how this whole greenhouse look is going to go. How tall do we want it? Do we want it to be the standard height? We probably do. And obviously, you know, we want the, there we go. That would be on the outside piece, right? Okay, but you have no half wall pieces. That's a little bothersome. A little bit. Alright, well here's what I will do. I like you. And you. Okay, yeah, that's good. We can have 2 front doors. I just need to be able to snap you into place. Hello? What's going on with that? Very strange that you don't want to snap properly. There should genuinely not be any problem whatsoever with you snapping into place. None at all, but that's very strange. Okay, how can I get around this? Structures. If I were to go to miscellaneous, maybe. No. If I were to go to SOE? No. Alright, definitely would not be in the warehouse section. Right? Or am I? Oh, hello. Yeah, okay. The warehouse section definitely has more of the things that I need than I thought it did. Well, that's helpful. That's very nice to know. All right. Very interesting. Very interesting that that's the way that that worked out. Okay. Well, we're going to go ahead and we'll take care of the doors later. We need the roof panels. We want them to be in glass. And there's no thin roof panels, are there? No, there would not be. Okay. Okay, well, that's going to make this a bit, well, interesting is a word for it. So here's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to replace you guys with the warehouse version of you. Because for some godforsaken reason, it works better. And actually had more of the pieces that I needed than the greenhouse build specifically. Okay, now we go back to the roof section. We do a little bit of disabling. That sounded a bit weird. I didn't mean that. Let me go with you. Should probably do that up here where the actual split happens. That would be smart. Or smarter, rather. There we go. Much better. Yeah, okay. All right. Let's go ahead and set up the tables that we are going to use to grow all of the crops. So how are we going to do that? Are they going to be on the sides or closer to setting up down the center? What's our goal here? Depending on how we set them up, we can have a lot of food growing in this little space, but I need to know how we're going to set them up, of course. So we want furniture, tables, maybe warehouse tables, yeah? Yeah, okay, we want the greenhouse tables. We want these guys. We'll go with the 2-layered ones because they look cooler. Come on. Oh wow, we've still got several tables we can place. Okay, yeah, we've got lots of room here. I can place some on the sides. Okay, we're good. I was concerned this was going to be a problem for actually growing things, but nope. We should be fine. What's going to be interesting is watching our settlers trying to actually interact with growing them, or the animations to grow them, you know? That's going to be the funny part. Watching them try to figure that out. We kept it pretty on point. Didn't curve too much. I'm happy with that. Very happy with that. Okay. Okay, so that's... That is ideally 15 planters we can place right here. If all goes well, of course. Ideally 15 planters there, and we've still got room on both sides for more. Ah. Beautiful. And we can do a little bit of location decoration. Which you know I love to do. As long as, you know, we've got time for it, which we should have. We should be fine, right? Oh, yeah, we're not even halfway through the stream today. Look at us. We are rolling. Not bad for just getting off of being sick. Oh, so I was playing Minecraft earlier today, which I've got some other content ideas regarding Minecraft, but before I talk about those, I really need to put some more thought into the content that I'd be making with it. But I was playing Minecraft earlier today, and I've got this private server that one of my friends he bought a Minecraft realm, and you know we all just hop on and play every now and then. I'm definitely the most consistent with it because, well, I have the most time to play the game, I guess. That's probably it. If I'm being generous, it's probably that I've just got the most time to play the game. But I've been looking for a forever. I've been looking for an elytra, and I finally found one today. And I lost everything while I was looking for it. Thankfully, not like restart from zero everything, but it was enough to be very, very annoying. It was certainly enough to be like, "Are you kidding me? I spent all this time looking for this, all this time, and what you do to me, game, is you get me super invested. But then you rip it all away." You rip it all away because after getting me super, super invested, the game decides, hey, yeah, you're not going to be able to very easily find your way back home. No problem. You're probably thinking, you've got coordinates. This shouldn't be an issue. You're right. But then I make the dumbest possible mistake. Instead of utilizing and relying on my coordinates, what I do instead is I'm like, oh, I know the general area. I'm going to just wear the elytra on the way back. Instead of doing the smart thing and slowly walking my way back to the little end portal into the main end, instead of the, yeah, you know what I mean. The little mini portal that I need. Smart thing for me to do. Just walk there. I spent all this time looking for this end city. It took me like 2 hours to do this today. 2 hours that I didn't know that I had the time for, nor did I know I was going to be capable of finding this. So I go on and I begin to walk my way back, and I'm like, okay, I know the direction. I've got the coordinates in my head for what I need to make it back. That's fine. And so I make it like 80% of the way there, and I'm like, okay, I need to log off because I've got other things to do. I had some people coming around the house to go ahead and spray for bugs and stuff because it's that time of year, and they need to go ahead and do that. So I logged off. I log back on, and I think, I know a way to make this go quickly. I'll just use end pearls or ender pearls. I'll just use ender pearls, and I'll just teleport back because I can see where the landmass is. I forget how slow and how inaccurate ender pearls are when you throw them. And so I throw myself onto a cliff's edge, and then and I'm still wearing the elytra, so I'm like, okay, I can make it. I've got time. But nope. It just becomes a very slow descent. While I'm still throwing ender pearls, it becomes a very slow descent into the void below. So I wasted so much time and a lot of really good gear that I had built up that I can definitely make back, but it's annoying having to make the gear back. Anyway, that's the story, I guess. Okay. So, we've got room for... So our primary crop is going to be in the center section. That'll be mute fruit. And then on either side, our secondary crops, which are corn and potatoes, they will be on the... we have room for optimally 8 planters of each of those. Now, I say optimally because I don't know how this is going to go. Hopefully well, but who knows? I don't know why you would want to snap there, but honestly, I'm happy that you want to snap onto something instead of not, I guess. That does make it a lot easier. Okay, so then I can come in here and go like this. All right, 23 units up. All right, awesome. Honestly, it is nice that these snap. I was not expecting these things to snap into place. But you don't want to snap into place. That is really bothersome. It is extremely bothersome. Okay, then we'll go like this. That was my concern with placing these things in the first place, was that, oh, they're going to be too large for you to do that. But haha. Neither of us expected snappable planters. And then I'll come through and I'll level them out on the proper height when we're done here. I need to make sure that the height difference is the same anyway. It's probably not the same. Just because the center of the object is at a different height now. This is how you burn time. This is how you go ahead and burn time on a stream. You just spend a whole bunch of time using your console commands. Oh boy. Nope. All right, 4 more. 4 more. We got this. Okay, now we'll go ahead and check the height of these guys. Okay, it is 23. Well, would you look at that? That should mean I can go like this, but we'll see. Odd that all started getting out of proportion there. But okay. All right, cool. It's 30 plus 12, so 42. And then with the potatoes, because we got to do potatoes next. That'll be another 8, so 50 food. Oh boy. Getting a bit fancy over here. I'm going to take a wild guess and say this one's also 23, so let's test it. Aha! Okay. So we only need to... then that means we only need to drop it by 77 units when it comes back down. Okay. We'll still drop the table back by 100 units. But we'll keep the planter. Yeah, okay. Interesting. Okay, it's a 5 series for the... There's 5 commands that I need to do, so it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up and place, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stationary. I see. Okay. Ah, that was 6 instead of 5. That's the trouble with new keyboards. You don't know exactly when to press harder or to pull off. All right, and one more. Beautiful. Oh man, that is a lot of goods. That is a lot of goods. Okay, we're gonna place some lights. We're gonna place some lights. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of these panel sections. It's technically 4.5 actual panels, but you know, gotta make sure I count them properly. Okay. That would be 18 if we're going individually, one small panel square, or rectangle rather. It'd be 18 along each section. Here's what we're gonna do. Lights. Go in ceiling, of course. We're not gonna do anything fancy with these. These don't need to be fancy. We can go 3. And 3. And 3 and 3. And then right there. Wonderful. 5 lights down the center. That should be more than enough light that this thing will ever need. Certainly plenty of light. We also have enough movement space to go ahead and maneuver around the planters. Enough. Not a lot, but enough. So this would be a total of 50 food, right? Yes, 50 food. You get 8 from the potato planters. You get 12 from the corn planters, and then 30 from the mute fruit planters. Awesome. 50 food is more food than this place is ever going to need. We already have more beds than this place is ever going to need. But I will probably need to place some amount of residential placement for that's like a temporary, in a temporary sense, for anyone who's here waiting for the next transport to the capital Wasteland, and probably some housing for anyone who works at the embassy portion of things. Yeah, we've got to figure out how that's all gonna work, but we have time, so we will get to that. We will get to it. First, though, let's go ahead and put some doors down. Oh man, the greenhouse door is the only thing that remains broken in the whole greenhouse setup. Well, that happens sometimes. Oh man. Okay, I'm happy with the lights. I'm happy with the fact that we placed the lights for the armory, for the flag and everything. I like that. Like that a lot. All right, and this works. This works pretty well. Very happy with the stable goods storage that we've got over here. Now this would be different than the logistics department. There's the logistics department, which is somewhere inside of this base here. I think it's through this destroyed section, right? Yes. Okay. The logistics department over here. This is not fresh food goods. This is explicitly and exclusively prepackaged food goods. When we're talking about food, there's also, of course, munitions and all kinds of other stuff. But if we're talking about food stuffs, the logistics department just has all the prepackaged stuff. Things you would put in rations or send out to people on patrol, all that kind of stuff. Alright, I'm probably going to need to blow my nose here again. So give me a second to go ahead and handle that. Because it's lots of fun over here. At least you guys have music. Okay, now that is good. Now I can breathe. Okay, cool. Cool. Should I put some doors back here? I mean, we've got this door here, so I might as well. Yeah, I might as well put a door back here. Right. Actually, no. No, I'll leave this. Instead of putting any landscaping, any greenage, instead of putting any greenage down, I'll leave this as an alleyway. Yeah, okay. Okay, that works for me. Works for me. The door would probably work better on the other side, you know, because there's no obstruction or anything, but no, we'll leave it as is. That's not a problem. Okay, well, let's go ahead and do some, let's go ahead and do some landscaping with our greenage, decorations, landscaping. Oh, we want living trees. Yeah, we want the evergreens, and we want the shrub from foliage. And here's what we'll do for this. Either side here. End up placing those guys. Yeah. Still got the doors. I'm sure my guys can still interact with the doors. I'm sure they're not that dumb. Now for this section back here, here's what we'll do. This is, of course, before we go back and change the height of everything so that it's not a floating object. Come on. There we are. Alright, well, here's what we'll do instead. Okay, over here, we'll go ahead and place you. That alleyway is only for that back section, and then that leaves a little bit more space for us to go ahead and make sure our guys can get to the doors. And then we can continue with the bushes back here. Go with you. Nice. Don't know how anyone's, getting back here to actually work on these, but that's not my biggest concern right now. My biggest concern is making sure that everything just gets placed. That way we can get it all in order. Alright, beautiful. And I'd love to go ahead and place one of these guys here at the corner, if at all possible. Oh, there we go. Yeah, wonderful. Alright, I'll come back and work on those other ones. If I remember right, I did have some trouble with this side only because of these stupid trees being in the way. That shouldn't be here in the first place. Okay, so if I can get it to work, we will place some in this section back here. Otherwise, really not the end of the world, I guess. Nope. Okay. No. It doesn't want to phase through the tree, because the tree is an object built into the map of the game itself, not a destructible tree. Okay. Instead, we are going to go around and work on all the things that I know we can work on. Oh, no, that's too short. There we go. Nothing down this section. And then, oh yes, we need a tree over here. We're not decorating behind the armory because, well, I mean, you know, pretty self-explanatory. Got a bunch of power armor stations back here. You don't want them trampling through all of your bushes if you can help it. That's all good, and that's all good. Okay. A lot easier than I thought it was going to be there for a second. A lot less hassle. Okay, cool. Now that we've got that stuff handled, let's see, what do we want to do with our last hour of the stream? We have way more time on our hands than I thought we would. I should go ahead and put you know, some kind of title up here that describes what this building is for. It's not a barn. It's too small to be a barn. It's not a warehouse. It's too small to be a warehouse. I mean, it's not a granary. As much as I like the term granary, it's not a granary. A granary is, well, one, specifically to grains themselves, you know, so wheat, corn can be in a granary, but it has to just be corn, you know, wheat, corn, barley, all that kind of stuff. But, Perishables. We'll just call it Perishables. That'll work. Perishables. Is that 10 letters? Let me type this out. No, 11. Okay. With an H in the center. Neon orange. It'll be Perishables Storage. I have half a mind to call it a larder just because that's a cool name. But that's more of a Minutemen thing. If this were a Minutemen structure, I would call it a larder. That's an older term that essentially means the same thing. that is not centered. Okay, why is it not centered? What did I do wrong? Hmm. Ugh. I mean, I'm the only one who's gonna notice it, I get that. But I notice it. And that's the problem, is that I notice it. That's about as close as I'm going to be able to get right now. Again, we're not built on the XY axis, so I cannot just adjust these and assume that it's all going to work out exactly the way I need it to. So I'm rather disinclined to mess too much with that. So perishables and then storage. We're going to do that in white. That's all right, that's pretty good. Very interesting haircut you got there, my guy. And I'm pretty happy with what we've got here. That is pretty solid. Okay, trying to think ahead. I know we're not going to get it all done today, but trying to think ahead, what else do we need here at the embassy building? Let's see. We should set up some stores. No weapons store. Definitely no weapons store. We should set up a clothing store, a a clothing store, a trade goods store. Maybe we set up a restaurant on the second floor that's sort of like a, like an airport restaurant, you know? Something like that. That would actually be kind of funny. Set up an airport restaurant. That'd be kind of funny. And then maybe a clinic. Actually, yes, a clinic would be a good idea. A clinic would be a good idea and would be useful not just for travelers coming into here through the embassy, but would also be pretty solid for any of our any of our Brotherhood soldiers. Yeah, okay, well, where am I going to place all of these things? We've got this guy just walking around here, I guess. We'll place the I was going to say the hotel bar. We'll place the airport restaurant back here. We'll use one of those really cool bar counters. Yeah, we'll use one of those. That'll look nice. Oh, nice. We'll place you back there. And then we've actually got this sectioned off pretty well. We could build some little, some stands here, up here on the second floor for, the different stores. All right, I like it. I like it. And with these very easy to see sections for the grid there, that would make it very easy for me to go ahead and line everything up. Hopefully. That's the goal. The goal is that it's easy for me to line everything up. The reality, we'll see. I don't know. I don't know. But, yeah, we'll go ahead and... We've got 49 minutes. We've got time. Might as well start. So, Homemaker, furniture, surfaces, counters, and cabinets. There we are. That's what I want. Alright, yeah, that's pretty good. And then if I were to place another one of you... no, okay. That's too large. That's fine. That is okay. We'll place other stuff back here. Other stuff instead. And first, of course, we probably should go ahead and put together the kitchen. So we'll go over here to furniture, miscellaneous. Now that we've got all these kitchen sets. And, oh, no, I don't want to do that, do I? Probably not. Here's why. I have no back. They're just kind of invisible in that department. Okay, how might I go about handling this? No. I want to line it up on this side instead. Yeah, I want to line it up over here, and then we can place something on this wall, or on this side that goes ahead and closes that section up. That won't be too difficult to do. You can even do it with this guy. Or perhaps we do the smarter thing and we place a wall here. Yeah. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? We place a shell kit wall. We'll go all the way over here. Interior clean. Grab one of these guys. That way we can decorate them. Alright, now we've got you, and we'll go in and place you. It's gonna be weird setting up all these little stalls here, you know? Very strange. I like it. I like the idea of doing this. I like the idea of getting all this taken care of here. Yeah, I didn't catch that one. Sorry, guys. Coughing directly into the microphone. Or just off center of the microphone, anyway. That's much better. Okay. And then what else we can do back here is we can do this. There we go. I love it. All right, how does this look from outside? Anything? A little bit. A little bit, but noticeable? Not really. Not to any meaningful degree. All right, cool. Cool. This, yeah, I like this. This creates a little stall here for us to turn this into a business. Okay, and we'll go like this. Now, why would we go like this, you might ask? Very good question. You guys are full of good questions. The reasoning is explicitly there we go. Explicitly so that I come up here. Oh, come on. Oh, you were just about to... There we go. I can come up here and create for myself a little sign location. Beautiful. Okay, I love this. This is lots of fun. All right, and we're going to put the corners in. Oh man, I gotta do that whole thing again, don't I? Alright, there we go. There we go. Yeah, cool. Cool, I like this little stall idea that we've got going on here. I can use this section over here for seating, you know. And then we still got room on the sides. Oh, this is great. This works wonderfully. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? This is awesome. Okay. let's see. We've only got about 35 minutes left, so I don't know how much we're going to be able to get done here today in terms of finishing up this whole set we've got here, but it's coming together pretty well. I am enjoying it so far. And it gives me plenty of ideas for things to do in the future and how we're going to get all the different stalls set up. Our furniture miscellaneous. Yes, I want you to line up approximately there for me. All right. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Okay, so the kitchen staff be over here. Ooh, I'm probably gonna shrink that down, aren't I? Well, no, here's what I'm gonna do. Here's what I'm gonna do. That's better. All right, wonderful. Wonderful. Now that's in order. Now I can go ahead and decorate the actual kitchen itself. All the kitchen-y things, you know? Things that you would have in a kitchen. How many times can I say kitchen and have it not mean anything? Okay. I'll do that and then I'll put in some lights, because we'll need some lights inside the booth, but we'll get to that in a second. Okay. Kitchen and dining, and kitchenware and supplies. So here's my general thought for how this is going to work here. Over here, we'll put some fountain drink dispensers, and then over here we'll have a pot of coffee that is always ready to go. And we'll need a coffee tin. There we are. Then we'll also... Actually, no. No, instead of that, we will put a coffee machine up here. Yeah. We'll put a coffee machine up on this end. No, we'll put it over on this end, then we'll have a space, then we'll have the cash register, then we'll have the line starting back here going up this way. Yeah, okay. Then, fountain drink dispensers, and back here is employees only. Okay, cool. That's what we'll do. That's what we'll do with all of that. We need furniture. No, we need decorations, miscellaneous business, or a coffee machine. That way whoever's grabbing coffee can grab it the way they want it. I'm sure most people would say, but I just want coffee, period. Which is very true, because this is the apocalypse. No one knows what a cappuccino is. Nobody needs to know what a mocha latte is. There we go, we got that machine, and then for specialty coffees, we'll have this right there. Specialty coffees that you can't just be like, hey, I want, you know, an Americano or something. Nah, specialty-ass coffees are going to be back there. Okay. Okay, and then, we are, of course, going to place a radio. Doing all these things instead of you know, decorating the kitchen for some reason. Don't know why, but here we are. Alright, nice. Okay. We'll go with... Will be an MSO, services vendors. Grab ourselves a restaurant. Place you down here. We're gonna need a cool name for this restaurant. We're gonna need a cool name, and I cannot think of anything. I have no idea what we're gonna name this place. None at all. This can move over a lot. This direction. There we go, that's better. Much better. Okay. Nope, I wanted OC Decorator. There we go. Kitchen and dining, kitchenware, and supplies. I have a bread box. I have a water pitcher, which I think we'll also just place up here, right? I'll place the water pitcher right here. Or, no, I'll just place it right next to the coffee machine itself. Actually, no, I'll just put a water cooler. Yeah, I'll just put a water cooler. Okay, this will stay back here then. Lots of indecisiveness going on right now. Not the best idea when you're trying to build something and you've got a very limited amount of time to do it. But that's what we're handling. That's what we're handling. Alright, we'll put a cooking pot over here. One of the most consistent things to get at a in an airport. One of the most consistently edible things to get in an airport is going to be soup, because most of it is prepackaged by the time that they get it. It's whatever their recipe for the soup happens to be, but it's almost entirely prepackaged before they get it there. So you just ask for the soup, they'll reheat the soup, give you the soup. One of the safest, most edible things to have at an airport, because it's really hard to mess up, and quality control is extremely simple. So, next time you're flying to the Commonwealth Wasteland, I guess, go ahead and buy yourself some soup. It'll be the best option. Alright, we got our salt and our pepper. Got some size shortening. See, we still get to design a regular kitchen. Alright, we'll put the cutting board over here. Dish rag. And bar of soap. Or just soap, according to the title there. But it's not like, it's not dish soap, it's not liquid soap, it's a bar of soap. I don't know, they could name it better, is what I'm saying. Alright, kitchen dining. You guys have seen every variation of kitchen that I could possibly put together here. It still is a usable kitchen, and it's not just like, oh, well, it's a kitchen, but it's just like a fireplace or something. You guys have seen every variation of thing that I could possibly do this as, so I'm sure this is a reusable system at this point. Go with the toaster, keep the toaster away from the sink for, obvious reasons. Hopefully obvious reasons. All right. Yeah, we'll go with the tea kettle. Why not? Why not? For Al. We'll put one down here for Al. Okay. Put a hot plate over here. In case you are reheating something. And if you are reheating something, we will put a little saucepan to reheat it in. I say little, it's the large saucepan, but it's still, like, diminutive in comparison to the cooking pot. Now we need our kitchen scale. Now I'll leave the kitchen scale there. Okay, what am I forgetting? I feel like I'm forgetting something just because of the amount of space that we've got here. Yes, I am forgetting a cake pan. Okay, that's pretty good for the kitchen stuff. The idea is that all of the all of the completed orders will be sitting here on this cabinet, and then the And then whoever mans the register can pick them up. There will be an order number attached to them. You just call out the order number. The person comes and gets their food, all that kind of stuff. Also, they could, if they have the means to do so, hire a server to go ahead and come back here, grab the food, walk out here, hand it to the person. This is the post-apocalypse. This is already getting a lot more involved than it probably needs to. So I'm not going to worry too much about that. All right, let's place some seating and some drink machines. What word am I looking for? Drink machine is not the word I'm looking for. I'm looking for soda fountain. There we go. Soda fountain. If I were to go... No, it's not in furniture, is it? Definitely not in furniture. It would be crafting. There we go. That's... Yeah, soda mixers. Okay. Here's what we will do. We'll place a sunset. Because I love sunset sarsaparilla. Best soda in the Wasteland. Let's be honest. And it's not even a soda. It's a soft drink, but it's not a soda. You know the deal. It's a whole thing. We'll go for Vim. And then way off in the corner, we'll place the, we'll go ahead and place the water cooler. We want interior and then all the way down to the end. Yeah, water cooler. Perfect. All right, wonderful. It is nighttime, as I can tell. Now, this isn't a problem on the first floor where we have interior lights. But up here on the second floor where we don't, I need to go ahead and light these areas myself. Here's how we're going to do that. Snappy build, shell kit. We're going to start. Never mind, we're not going to start with those. We are going to start with the roof pieces. I'm going to just place in a couple of roof pieces up here so that we've got some lighting. Ah, yes. Okay, that's good. That's good. Sorry for the long moment of silence there. I had to make sure that I was focused on getting all that taken care of. Alright, what else are we putting up here with our last 13 minutes? We're putting lights in, of course. What am I saying? We're putting in lights. Ah, yes, I need my own generator up here, don't I? The best place to place it. And then our RX-12 conduit. Beautiful. We'll not have any more issues lighting up anything inside of this second floor. Alright, lights, ceiling. And we want you. Perfect. That's exactly as much light as we need. We don't need all that much. Really don't need all that much. But what we will do to make it a bit more interesting here, lights, wall lights. Yeah, we'll place a couple of these guys. All right. Then we'll go ahead and we'll put the name and the menu, or the name in the menu. Let's see, you're standing over here. Yeah, we'll put the menu here, we'll put the name over here. Whatever the name happens to be. I've got time, you guys. I'd like for you guys to come up with the name for sure. Take your time. We've got plenty of time to figure it out. But for the menu, we need to go over here. Curo tab. Decorative signage. Ads and posters, I believe. Or was it road sign? Maybe it was plywood retextures. Well, we've got a few places to try now. There it is, plywood retextures. Look at that. All right, cool. Got the menu up there. We'll come up with a cool name. Place it on this side. This light needs to be a bit lower. Alright, that's good. That's good for all of that. We'll go ahead and do our basic kitchen textures on the kitchen section in here. Of course, as we always do. With our last little bit of time. Oh no, you know what I will do? Because we never use it, I'll use this guy. Alright, wonderful. What are we going to do about the corner? Okay, at least that way it's not actually outside of the object itself. I'm good with that. I kind of have to be, I know, but I'd rather settle for that than nothing at all, I guess. Alright, well that works. Happy with that. With the last 2 minutes, well, I can go a little bit over. It's been about a week since I last streamed anyway. Oh man, sorry again about coughing directly into the microphone. Yeah, I can go over a little bit. It's not the end of the world. All right, we'll put a little bit of seating over here. Yeah, a little bit of seating. Yeah, we'll just do 4 tables. Don't want to cramp them too much. We'll go seats, we'll go stools, and just these guys because they've got the backs on them. Makes it a lot easier to place, you know? These tables are definitely not high enough for that. Okay, instead... Yep, just grab this guy. Again, nothing crazy. And... come on. Yeah, there we go. Alright, how far off are we on all these things? Not too bad, actually. Alright, cool. Go ahead and place some lights for those as well. I do like these. These are cool lights. Very cool. But would it make more sense for me to go with something like this? Nah, I'll just stick with those. It's not bad at all. Okay. Okay, nice. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about decorating the exterior. We'll take care of that whenever we come up with a name for this place. Then we'll talk the exterior. But until then, we're just going to leave that as it is. We have gone over time. And we need to grab ourselves a screenshot. Go and grab that exterior screenshot of the perishables and the greenhouse. We're going to save twice before we do this. All right. Free cam. Set game hour to 18. Or do I want 7? No, definitely 18. Toggle menus. There we go. Beautiful. All right, well, that is all for today. Thank you guys for watching. I'm continuing to get, I'm continuing to improve day after day. I'm definitely on the mend here, but it's probably going to be a couple other streams before everything's completely cleared up on my end in terms of not being sick. Got a few things in the works in terms of content that I've had some time to think about while I've been away. Haven't actually, done anything with it because I've had a massive headache every time I've tried to sit on the computer and do stuff. So I haven't actually been able to work on it yet, but I've got a few interesting content ideas that they still need some time in the oven before they're ready. All right, they still need some time in the oven before I have a fully formed idea and I can go ahead and work with it. But I'm excited about what I've got so far for it, and I hope you guys will be too when that day comes. For those of you who have been watching live, thank you very much for doing so. It's a huge time commitment. 3 hours is not a small amount of time, so thank you very much for doing so. If you'd like to check out the rest of the work that we've done so far, including the episode on the officers' quarters that is no longer a building and is basically just extra space and extra time, go ahead and check all that stuff out on the VODs channel, CN Games on YouTube, youtube.com/@CN_games for that. If you are watching on the VODs channel, thank you very much for watching. Consider leaving a like, commenting, subscribing, and turning on notifications. It is the number one way you can help me most readily. I've seen that we've gained some more subscribers since I've been sick, so thank you guys for continuing to enjoy my content, subscribe, and continue to be interested in what I've got going on. As long as I don't get super sick again, we should be back on our regular schedule for streaming now. So you should be able to expect streams and VODs Monday through Saturday. The streams would be 4:30 p.m. Central. And in the description of every single VOD, you'll find my other YouTube channels. You'll find my social media pages if you want to check up on me over there. I don't do a whole lot, but sometimes I find something that I think is interesting to say on Twitter. I'll say it. And you'll also find a list of all of the settlement mods that I'm currently using in the description of each and every Fallout VOD. And then, what else? Ooh, yes, you'll also find ways to support me monetarily if you feel like doing so. It's enough that you watch and you guys subscribe. That's what I need to get on, on YouTube's radar. But if you want to support me monetarily with other ways to do so, and you don't want YouTube to get any percentage of the cut, then there's that opportunity as well. So I think that's everything right now. We're definitely over time, so I need to go ahead and finish off here. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And assuming that I wake up and am not super sick tomorrow, as I'm getting over all of this, I will see you guys all tomorrow, approximately our regular bat time of 4:30 Central. Definitely the same bat channel. Have a good one.